Holy cow, and there's fish. He's got fish down here. This is terrific work, Darren.
That's his fish armada. He loves his fish.
Somebody called it a regulated swamp, and then they saw pictures of it actually being here. It's no swamp. This is a glorified pool. This is awesome.
It is awesome.
He's gonna find us.
Even dogs love the aquascape lifestyle. I'm Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. This is my channel, Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy, and it's all about showcasing how people live the aquascape lifestyle. And this is Darren Tobito.
Morning.
Auburn Sky Landscape, and we're at your brother's house, right?
Yes, this is my brother's property.
All right, this is a swimming pool to pond conversion. I'm walking up and seeing this the same time you are, which is part of the fun of my channel, is getting to experience what you're seeing for the first time as well. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. I love the stonework. Wow. Intake bay down here, wetland up there. Wow. This is spectacular. This is the pond house now, not the pool house, huh?
This is the pond house.
I love this. Holy cow, and there's fish. He's got fish down here. This is terrific work, Darren.
That's his fish armada. He loves his fish.
Wow, what is it, like 6 feet deep?
Yeah, down the middle, 6 feet deep. You can walk in from that.
Guys, you see the pool house, so this used to be a swimming pool.
Yeah, it was an abandoned concrete from, I think it was put in back in the 60s, but the diving board was actually right here.
Okay.
We tore that baby out, and this is what we put in place of it. This is just fantastic. The way the concrete pool used to be, it was just an absolute nightmare. So what better way to experience the backyard is with this pond right now. So what's amazing is what you're looking at right now is 300,000 pounds of granite fieldstone boulders that we hand selected. We actually went down to the quarry, we picked the boulders that we wanted. And then also this is a project where I collaborated with a couple other CACs, Sean Frost from Naturescapes out of New Hampshire. These are Sean's spires right here, which you'll see on the other side. This one's almost 7 feet tall on that side here, as well as we had Clay Graba come up from a frog stream. So it was fantastic collaborating with them, which we typically do a lot on big projects as this. We prepped everything, then the guys came in and then we just hammered down on this. And with a project of this size, we needed a staging area, which I'll show you up over here in the back. We were very fortunate. This used to be kind of like an old farm estate, and they used to have a tennis court down here. So this tennis court was our staging area, and we staged all of our boulders, truckload after truckload in here, just massive amounts, as well as our stone. And we brought our machines up through here and back around, and then this is where we were booming through. But the whole point of this was having 2 falls coming down, one right over here that we could see from the patio up by the house, and then the other one on that side, which we could see when you're sitting inside of the pond house, as well as over on the table there. It's a whole nother view than looking back this way, and the sound changes. You just can't beat it. Greg, of course, is enjoying swimming with the fish like he always does. Got some little guys are out right now starting to eat. And then what's really great about this, we don't hear the pumps or nothing, because all our pumps are housed inside the pond house. We have 3 pumps that supply this system and clean it. 2 of them which come up top to our wetlands, which provide your waterfalls, and 1 of them which takes care of our jets coming around this side. And here's our intake bays. Down in the back is where we have our pumps pull from here. We have 3 vaults in there, and we have our pumps pull from here and then pull right across under our patio into our pond house inside, and that's where all the noise is, so you never hear the noise out here, which is great. There's a happy man.
Oh my gosh, am I happy.
Cooling off after his workout there this morning.
Why would you want a swimming pool when you can have something this that you can enjoy 365 days of the year?
Well, with the photos, you'll see that the difference is just fantastic. But look at that. We have this all lit up, so at nighttime, you can just hear it.
I love my job. You don't get water lilies like this in a swimming pool. So many people, when it comes to a recreation pond, they're just not used to it. They think swimming pools, traditional swimming pools. The thing about a swimming pool is it's one-dimensional. You can only use it for swimming. A recreation pond like this, it's 365 days of enjoyment. Even if you're not getting into it and waiting, you're being able to enjoy it at nighttime with the lights. You're being able to see the birds and the wildlife. And then some people freak out about fish. You don't have to have fish, but I love fish because it adds so much interest to a water feature. here. And the other thing about that is you swim with the fish in the water all the time. In the ocean, in the lakes, just think about it. That's how we grew up. And the other thing, this feels so much better than chlorine. You don't smell like chlorine when you're in one of these things. You just feel natural. This is the way we grew up. Chlorine's been around for 100 years. People have been swimming in ponds for tens of thousands of years. Listen to the different sounds. There's a little sheet falls right here and a crashing falls up there and over there. Darren's done a great job of melody, all of the different melodies of the different rocks and the waterfalls in here. Just so much action, so much interest. Butterflies coming down in here. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous.
This is one of the jump rocks right here, as well as that one over there, that one. But this is like the adult section, what we'll say here is where you hang out. So this is our stone steps I put down in here. So you can come down out of shallow end if you want to just put one of your recliners down in there and just chill. This boulder, I love these cutouts right here because the way I see it is that's a spot to sit. So we can just sit on this side as well as that side. And then we call this our bar area. So this is our little bar cove right here. That's where you can rest any of your drinks that you're sipping on, as well as it also acts as fish caves too. We got fish caves here. We got fish caves under that beautiful slab stone over there. We do need some more fish. My brother, he can't get over how much he's been captivated by fish. And it's really just one of those things.
He's got a stressful job, right?
He does have a stressful job, yes.
Relaxation out here.
Yes, which he's coming back from right now stressed out. So he'll be happy to see his fish again. I still remember the day we picked this out of the field down at the quarry and knew exactly this baby was coming on this side. And booming that in, all the water gets pushed up into our wetland, which you can see comes down, and our jets are down around under here, and it gets pushed around our intake bay. And the intake bay, our vaults are underneath these stones. You don't see them. The piping, we have 3-inch lines that come straight under that are in sleeves and then into our pond house here, which I'll show you in the back. It's gonna get loud. So this is now in the process of getting redone, but here's our pump room. So this is what supplies the whole system. Right here we have our Performance Pro pumps that are pushing, these two are pushing up to our wetlands, and then this pump right here is pushing our jets. We also have timer systems that they're all set up on, which controls them. It's incredible. The water flow as well as the clarity in the water that it keeps is amazing, and it's just so simple and fun to use.
So when we're looking at a system like this, people have no perspective on costs, but you got 300,000 pounds of rock. You've got the underlayment, the liner, the pumps, the plumbing, the wetland filter, the biological intake bay. This entire system right now, what would it cost to replicate in someone's yard from Auburn Sky Landscape?
It'd be $175,000 for the pond, and it'd be $75,000 for this landscape here, so you're looking at $250,000.
So $250,000 for a unique work of art, one-of-a-kind custom creation. You know what, that's a lot of money, but this is a Ferrari of ponds, and that's what a Ferrari costs. $250,000. For this, you can enjoy 365 days out of the year. A Ferrari, you might only ride a couple weeks out of the year.
Yeah, this is not rebar and concrete. This is actual, just fantastic art. We're finding beautiful boulders, what they look like, and see how we can replicate nature. There's nothing better.
You don't get frogs in a swimming pool, and we need places for frogs. Little green frogs. Hey, you finally like your brother now that he built this for you? Hi, I'm the pond guy, Greg.
Hey Greg, nice to meet you.
And you are?
Bill.
Hi, Bill. So tell me a little bit about how this came to be.
Well, it's funny. We had this defunct pool sitting here, and we were trying to figure out what to do with it because we just haven't used this space for years, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, Darren mentioned, he's like, well, have you heard of wrecked swim ponds? And I'm like, well, no. So he sent me to your site, and we checked it out, and I'm like, that's cool. Do you think we could do that? And of course, Darren being Darren, he's like, yeah, we could do that. And then it just kind of grew from there. Darren sketched out a plan of what he thought this could be.
Yep.
And we said, said, let's go for it. What he had envisioned and described, couldn't necessarily wrap my head around. The videos helped.
Yes,
What
yes.
it was going to be. But then when it truly came to life, my kids and my wife and I were still come down and were like, this is really in our backyard. Right?
What do people say that come to your house for the first time?
My kids have had a bunch of friends over.
Yes.
And had the opportunity to enjoy it, and they're all in shock because they think it's amazing because they've never ever seen or experienced anything like this before, which is kind of cool.
It wasn't a cheap investment, but was it a good investment?
Well, no, it's a great investment because we're down here all the time now. We've
Right.
probably put in more time in the last summer and a half than we have in the 15, 17 years we've been here.
And that's what it's about, quality time together.
Yeah, no, it's been great because the wife and the kids love it. But no, this whole thing's been amazing. I'm still in shock when I come down here, you know, especially for the last 4 months I've been working from home.
Yeah.
The pandemic. When I need moments of like a stress relief, I'll just lock my laptop, I'll come down here, I'll look at the fish.
And just the sound of the waterfall. Good.
But the other thing I enjoy too is, and there's silly things about this that I think I enjoy. One of them being is I find that I can't take a normal path around here. I'm always rock hopping, and I feel like I'm climbing through the rocks.
That's
I don't
right.
know why I enjoy
Exploring.
that so much, but it's like different every time. And also seeing this, I know it's kind of crazy to say, but sometimes even with this thing, when it's empty, how beautiful and amazing it looks. Just when you look at, you know, all the different tiers and levels, and so many things that came into play to bring this to life.
What's been the maintenance like? Because people have no perspective of a swimming pool versus a recreation pond.
It's been really easy. We're adding the beneficial bacteria to make sure
Yep.
that the water stays healthy. It survived the winter just fine. Bringing it back to life in the spring was really easy. Screwed a couple things back together and turned it on.
Nice.
And then it came back to life.
How can I not love my job? This is about as good as it gets. After a long day of logging, we had to get back here and just swim with the dogs. I love my job. So what do your buddies think of this?
This is just insane. They all can't believe this is actually real. When I first described it, somebody called it a regulated swamp, and then they saw pictures of it actually being here. It's no swamp. This is a glorified pool. This is awesome.
It is awesome.
Gonna find a
Lights are starting to come on at night. Just another enjoyable aspect of the hobby. This literally is a Ferrari of ponds. Not too many people can afford a Ferrari, but I'm gonna tell you one thing about this. I'd rather have this any day over a sports car that you drive a few weeks out of the year. You can enjoy this 365 days out of the year. There's not a person that comes out here that's not gonna comment and love this water feature. And how many people have swimming pools? Not too many people have aquascape recreation ponds that are the cost of a Ferrari. Hey, if you wanna learn more about aquascape recreation ponds, please, there's so many videos and so many people are doing them right now. Please start watching these videos, educate yourself, because more people need to learn about working with Mother Nature, not against, like a chemical-induced swimming pool, to have an aquascape recreation pond. I love my job.